everyone. Grace, peace, and blessings. Happy New Year. We made it. We made it through 2020. I know for some of you at certain points of the year, you didn't think you were going to make it. You couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we have made it through. I don't know about you. I'm excited about 2021 because we get a fresh start, new beginning. We're getting a clean slate, and we can move forward in power. Now, this video that I'm doing here is not the type of video that I would typically post on YouTube, on this platform, but I thought I would use this or take this opportunity to be a blessing to more people. And I also, in this new year, I want to be unapologetic in my gift, and I want to use my gift to bless people, to encourage people, to help people, to prepare, to warn people. And that's what it's about. So I want to share with you what's been in my heart, what's been in my spirit, some of the things that God has been telling me about 2021, 2022, and beyond. And hopefully the things that I share would be a blessing to your life and help you as we get to and through and closer to the future. So before I get to the message that I have for you, I just want to share a scripture coming from the Old Testament, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1, and it says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under heaven." I think that is an appropriate scripture for the word that I have for you today. So basically, we are about to enter a time in history, in human history, where it's an interesting time, where it's going to feel like there's a bunch of seasons and a bunch of things happening within a very short span of time. So there's going to be a bunch of seasons within a few seasons, which means for us that we have to be ready. And the key word is that we have to adapt. So some of us are not going to make it because there are going to be people who are not hearing this word, and there's going to be people who don't understand what's going on around them, and they're not going to be able to adapt, and they're going to have a tough time. So I don't want you to have the hard time. If you're a person who doesn't easily adapt to things, I just need you to pray to God. I need you to seek his face. I need you to develop spiritually so you can become a person that's able to roll with changes a little better. For those of us who are good with moving with change, it'll be a little easier for us. I happen to be one of those people. But if you're not one of those people, because we're going to have to be able to move with the changes that's happening, because there's going to be so many things happening just in this decade alone that is going to blow our minds. Now, I've heard a lot of people say during 2020, well, I just want things to go back to the way it used to be. And when this pandemic is over, when we get it under control, and when there's a vaccine or whatever they're waiting on, and when we're able to go back, I'm here to let you know there's really no going back to the way things were. There's going to be some changes in this decade. There's going to be some changes in the upcoming years, and maybe 3 to 4 to 5 years. That's basically going to change the way we live our lives across the planet, across the world. There are going to be changes outside of our reach geopolitically. There are going to be changes in our environment with the planet that we're not going to be able to help. I'm seeing that we're going to be dealing with probably at the end of this decade, food shortages and food insecurity in places on the planet that we never thought that we would have. Like in the West, I'm blessed in America where there is abundance of food and I have access to food, and I don't have to grow my own food, but I'm letting you know, even for those of us in the States and other parts of the world, if you have a piece of land, if apply to learn how to grow your own food, if you're not already growing your food, if you're not already gardening or farming, some of you are who may be watching, you may have something in your garden and foods and vegetable fruits and vegetables. That would be a good skill to learn in the future. I'm not saying these things to scare you. I want to prepare you. I'm not scaring you. I'm preparing you. Because this is what I'm seeing. We have done things to this planet. We have harmed this planet so much. We have hurt this planet so much. And guess what? We're getting to the point where the earth is going to start fighting back. And we are about to see, if we don't change things soon with getting serious about the environment, like our world leaders have to get serious about the environment and helping the planet to heal. If we don't get serious about that, we're going to be doing, we already have done some irreversible damage. We're going to be doing some damage that could lead us to extinction. So what I want you all to do is to begin to pray Now, this is the season of change. And the season of change, this is the time where you get closer to God. And it's very important that you develop spiritually, so you'll know what to do and when to do it, and that you'll be able to tap into your God-given intuition, that you'll be able to hear the voice of God, and you'll be able to know what to do when everybody else is lost. That you'll know what to do to help your family, to help your friends, to help your neighbors, and most of all, to help yourself. So we are entering a season and a time of great change, and not just change, many changes at once. So I need each and every one of you to be prepared in this. Now, I do have some good news that sort of sounded like some bad news, that is going to be a lot of changes, and some of those changes, unfortunately, are not going to be fantastic. They're not going to be great. But what the good news that I do have for you, we also in a short period of time, 2021 this year and 2022, we are sort of like in these 2 years, sort of like in a sort of like a grace period before things really begin to ramp up, which is sort of like 2023, 2024-ish. So, and during this grace period, and actually the grace period, believe it or not, was brought upon us by this pandemic, by this global health crisis, believe it or not. Sounds weird, but that enabled us to stop, to slow down. And I hope during this time, and during the time in 2020, that you were able to get some things in your life in order, that you were able to sit back and reassess things in your life, and that you were able to be productive in some ways, and that you were able to take the time and ask yourself the question, how can I live my life better? Because that's what it's about. So the good news about 2021 and 2022 is that it's a good time for execution. It's a good time to get things done. It's a good time, instead of planning, to do. So these 2 years is the time to do, if you're going to do anything, because toward the end of the decade and beyond, certain windows of opportunities are going to close for some of us. So don't take your time for granted. I want you to live each and every day as if it's your last day. Do as much as you can. And there's a blessing in 2021 and 2022. The blessing is that God is a grace period, I believe. God is going to give us the ability to get stuff done, believe it or not. And we're still in a limbo with this pandemic, and everyone adjusting to what has happened in 2020. But believe it or not, it's a time of opportunity. So take this opportunity. Stop sitting back, move forward in your life. Stop planning all of those things that you said you was going to do in 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 that you didn't do. You got to get it done. You got to get it done. It needs to happen, and do as much as you can in the next couple of years, because it's just a season for that. It's just a time for execution. So the next 2 years is the years of execution, and if you're able to execute, you'll be able to move to the next level in your life. But beyond that, I'm here to let you know it's not going to necessarily get easier on the planet. There are going to be some things going down, and it's going to be a little wild, and things will not be the way that it was before. So as you are executing, as you are adjusting to change, more than anything, I want you to draw closer to God. More than anything, I want you to develop and grow spiritually. That should be your number one priority at this time in your life, because you are going to need some power. You are going to need some strength. And some of the things that we're about to go through as humanity on this planet right now, at this time in history, we're going to need some supernatural power to help us through. But for now, we are in a bit of a grace period, short one, but we're there. And listen, God is going to guide us. God is going to help us if we reach out. And even some of the things that I said, it can be changed. If we collectively say to ourselves, we're going to take care of our planet. If we collectively say to ourselves, we're going to, work together to make things better in our societies and in our countries and in our neighborhoods, in our families. But if we don't consciously wake up and say to ourselves, how do I be a better human being today? We need more people to do that. If we have more people to do that, how can I draw closer to God? Ask yourself those two questions. The world would be a better place, and we won't see as much of the craziness as we're seeing right now, but there will be some changes. So be ready to adapt to change. Be ready to execute. Stop talking about it and do it. Don't just say, you gotta do. That's basically what I wanted to share with you. There's more that I see. There's more that I'm picking up in my spirit, but maybe I'll hold that stuff for later. But these are the things that you need to know right now. Please, I'm praying for you. I just please do not take this time for granted. Do not waste 2021. Do not be afraid. Be bold. Move forward in your life. Don't worry about what other people are doing and what they say and what they say about you. Don't worry about failing. If you fail, get up and try again, or try it a different way. But move forward. That is my word of encouragement for you for 2021. I'm very much looking forward to putting out content to be a blessing to your life in this new year. Thank you as always for your support. And if you like this video, please share it. Also drop a like, also drop a comment, also subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video. God bless and take care.